Good afternoon. What a day. Busy. Ryan got his show going. We've got Open Forum Monday, Kings and Thunder. We got the Harbaugh Bowl. Man, enough going on a Monday. Incredible, huh? What was not incredible was the Sacramento Kings last night. That was far from incredible. Wow, that was 15 points in the fourth quarter. Are you kidding me or what? So we're going to go with you here for a little bit. All right. And we are looking forward to taking some phone calls if you want. I will give you the link. All right. Here it is, your Monday caller link. You also got the QR code above my shoulder. So keep that in mind as well. We'd love to hear from you. And we will go for, 30 minutes or so, get you ready for Monday Night Football, and of course, the Kings and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder without Chet Holmgren, what impact will that have on them long term? The Kings are hoping to get Malik Monk back tonight. He is going to go through warm-ups. He is going to try to play. Obviously, the Kings need him, and the bench has been so bad. It has been so bad. All right? It has been so bad. The bench has got to get better. Hopefully, Malik Monk can come back and give them a lift. Here's the issue with the Kings right now. They are third from the bottom in the West. They have a road trip upcoming at Minnesota, at Portland after tonight. Then you come home and play the Spurs and the Rockets. Then you're at Memphis, and the very next night at San Antonio. So first and foremost, this team cannot afford any other injuries at all. No more injuries. That's first and foremost. All right? Can't do it. No more injuries. And if they get an injury now, they're in deep trouble. They're in deep trouble. Speaking of injuries, Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal are expected to be back tomorrow when the Suns take on the Lakers. We saw how well the Phoenix Suns were playing with Durant in the lineup. All right? And again, Zach, I'm very well aware of Malik Monk. All right. I don't need NBC to tell me what the hell Monk's doing. Thank you, though. All right. Riley said, Napes, it appears that the Giants made a bad move in cutting Jones now. Apparently going to cost them $11 million for the cap the next 2 years. Yeah, the total of $22 million. They made a business decision. That's what it was about. Listen, I said this, and I'm going to say it again. The problem with the Giants is not their quarterback, all right? They have a multitude of problems. They have many problems. It's not just the quarterback. They got many issues. They're not very good on defense. They're not very good on offense. They got injuries on their offensive line. One of the best left tackles in football has been out in Andrew Thomas. They're a mess, Riley. They're a mess. It's not just the quarterback. So they're not going to be good for a while. This is not a quick fix in New York. And John Mara is going to have to make a very big decision on Brian Dable at the end of the year, because I don't see the Giants winning another game. I mean, I really don't. They played Dallas on Thanksgiving. Dallas obviously is struggling, although they did play better against Washington. They got Micah Parsons back. Micah Parsons will probably have 3 or 4 sacks against this Giants offensive line. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Speaking of it is what it is. When you look at analyzing the National Football League, and you think about teams that go from really good to really bad overnight, Philadelphia last year, they've bounced back. San Francisco, they were in the Super Bowl last year. There's a good chance they won't make the playoffs. I mean, it's unbelievable. And then you look at teams that are right on the cusp, and you have to wonder if the Detroit Lions are going to do something that was unthinkable and unimaginable in the Motor City. Can you imagine them winning a Super Bowl? They're good. They're really good. But they will be judged by what they do in January and maybe February. Maybe February. All right? Maybe February. You know, when you look at the National Football League right now, this is a big game tonight. Very big game. Forget about the Harbaughs for a minute. All right? The Chargers are having a hell of a year at 7-3. They're thinking they're probably not going to win the division. Wild card. And then you have Baltimore, who is 7-4, and Pittsburgh is 8-3. It's a big game tonight. Very, very big game. All right, Grant, who's better than Fox, Sabonis, or Hero and Bam? Fox and Sabonis. Saquon, the comeback player of the year for the Eagles this year. Same impact. Finally got away from the Giants. Yeah, he has good offensive line. Makes a big difference. You know? It's a big difference. I mean, I don't care who you are. If you don't have a good offensive line, you're in deep trouble. Giants haven't had a good offensive line in, well, gosh, since Eli Manning played. And that was not even the case at the end of Eli's career. They've been a very mismanaged football team. Very mismanaged. But anyway, back to the NFL. All right? You got Buffalo's going to win the AFC East. AFC North is up for grabs, Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Houston should win the AFC South. Chiefs are going to win the AFC West in all likelihood, 2-game cushion. Philly's going to win the East in the NFC. You know, I got to tell you, Detroit 10-1, Minnesota 9-2, Green Bay 8-3. Too close to call. NFC South, bad division. Atlanta, Tampa Bay, 6-5, 5-6. NFC West this year, bad division. 6-5, 6-5, 5-6, 5-6, with the Niners being 5-6 and Seattle and Arizona at the top. Very strange year in the National Football League. Very strange year. All right, again, when you look at the NBA standings and we look at the West and you look at Oklahoma City tonight, no Chet Holmgren. They've only won 6 of their last 10, so they've kind of slowed down a little bit. The Kings obviously are really struggling, but Oklahoma City is 12-4 atop the West with Golden State. All right? Then you have Houston at 12-6. The Kings will see them next week. The Lakers, 10-6. The Clippers keep winning. They've won 5 in a row. They're 11-7. Denver's 9-6. Memphis, they're 10-7. Phoenix is getting Durant back. They're 9-7. Dallas, San Antonio, 9-8. I mean, you better not have a bad week coming up. You better not have a bad week coming up, or you're in trouble. Or you are in trouble. Because you could be, I mean, you got Portland breathing down your neck. And when you look at the games tonight in the NBA, here's your schedule of games in the West that impact what could be going on. All right. Rockets, excuse me, that's tomorrow. Let me back up one day. The Pelicans, they're pretty much done. They're in Indiana. Mavericks are in Atlanta, coming off an overtime loss to Miami. The Clippers are in Boston to take on the Celtics. Portland is in Memphis. The Knicks are at the Nuggets. And the Warriors host the Nets. And, of course, the Kings and the Thunder. Ryan and Sackdown with the pregame. Jerry Reynolds joins us at half. And then we'll take your phone calls on the postgame show. Minnesota thought trading Towns will get them better with Randall. So far, not happening. Not happening. Noah says Clippers, Warriors, Rockets have been a surprise thus far. I would agree with you. I did not think that the Warriors would be anywhere near where they are. I didn't think the Clippers would be this good. And I thought the Rockets would be a playoff caliber team, but I didn't think they would be this good. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're 100% correct. I did not think they would be this good. I thought that the Rockets would be very competitive. I did not think they would be this good. They have been more than good. And again, Sacramento is going to see them coming up here next week. Speaking of good, that would be Bennett's. Don't forget, Thanksgiving. Still looking for an option? Bennett's is a great option. Sacramento, Roseville, the West Side Grill in Rockland. Go to bennettsrestaurants.com and make your reservation right now. And you can pick up your Thanksgiving dinner and take it home. Bennett's, awesome. bennettsrestaurants.com will get you dialed in. Don't forget about New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. They're available around the clock 24/7 for your plumbing needs and repairs. Just go to sacserviceplumbing.com or call the number on your screen. That's New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. What do you think Monday Night Football tonight? Who wins this game? Who wins the Harbaugh Bowl? Who wins? Who are you picking? I'm going to pick Baltimore in this game. I just think they've had a couple of bad weeks. I think they come back. I look for them to bounce back. I look for them to score, which they were not able to do against Pittsburgh. Who do you like tonight? Who do you like? I don't have an NBA MVP before Thanksgiving. That doesn't exist. Can't talk about an MVP of a season that's not even a quarter of the way done. Can't do it. Not sure I can stomach watching tonight's Kings. I think I'll take a night off. Watch Monday Night Football. There you go. Take a night off, watch the game, watch the Harbaugh Bowl. All right? Do that if you want. Just do that if you want. But if you're a true fan, you don't take a night off. I'm just saying that. All right? If you're really, if you're one of them fans, you don't take a night off because the team's struggling. Okay? That's my opinion. Take it however you want. You don't want to watch the game? No problem. I'm not going to kill you for that. It's up to you. It's your life. You do what you want. Someone says Riley likes the Chargers. Here's one. It's amazing when a team plays to its strengths, has structure, and a mindset of ball, not player movement. Very true. Very true. Very true. Alabama's not getting in. Is Alabama with 3 losses, is that a disgrace to college football? They don't deserve to get in. I don't see any way they get in. First of all, they're probably going to lose another game. But, yeah. Kings have put themselves in a position where every game is a must-win now. I don't know about that, but they put themselves in a tough position. And they have a tough assignment tonight on a second of a back-to-back, taking on a well-rested Oklahoma City team that's good. I don't think they're great anymore without Chet Holmgren, but they have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And at some point, the minutes are going to start catching up with De'Aaron Fox. I hate to say that, but, he's not a machine. He's not a machine. So I got to believe that Mike Brown is going to have to figure that out. Speaking of Mike Brown, I'm very surprised he did not get ejected from the game last night. And I think he's got a hefty fine coming his way. It looked to me like he made contact with the official. No word yet that I saw from the NBA. But I was very surprised that he did not get thrown out of the game last night. All right, so here's the injuries around the NBA. Kristaps Porzingis makes his season debut against the Clippers tonight. Durant and Beal are coming back tomorrow against the Lakers. So that makes Phoenix that much better. And I just look at how Phoenix was playing when they had Durant. And the Kings got very fortunate that they played Phoenix twice in that span and beat them both times. But we'll see. Tonight is not a must-win. Come on. Stop it. How about the Magic without Banchero, and they are 11-7? Very true. Yep. That's why you can't use injuries as an excuse. Most teams have them, and the good teams figure out a way to keep winning. All right? Just the way it is. There are injuries. They're going to happen. You know they're going to happen, and you have to deal with them. You know, you got to deal with them. What do we got in here in this line? Let me put my little glasses on. If the Kings don't change their playing style, as in spray and shoot the threes, then we'll win about 41 games. I agree with you 100%. Totally agree. 100%. Grant, not sure if you touched on the 49ers. Do you think the current stretch is more player injuries, coaching, or a combination of both? Tough to watch yesterday. I think it's more injuries than anything else. But they also have lost a few games this year that they should have never lost. Home game against Arizona sticks out. Home game against Seattle sticks out. They should not have lost either of those games. Now, those two games right there put you in first place. I can't really get on the coaching. I mean, they've been in 2 Super Bowls under Shanahan, another championship game. I can't really get in the coaching. They have not been able to close out games this year, something that they have done very well in the past. So I would look at that more than anything else. I just can't. I mean, I'm not saying that Shanahan's job is safe, but I can't look at their record this year and put it on the coaching. They beat themselves too many times this year. They have beat themselves too many times this year. I just don't think I'm going to put it on the back of Shanahan. But if the 49ers miss the playoffs this year, oh boy, what a disaster. By the way, I picked them at the beginning of the year to miss the playoffs. I didn't like what I saw in training camp. I thought they had a very bad training camp, and it's already carried over now as we get ready to Thanksgiving week. And, you know, you think about the National Football League. What does it say? Or what do people say? Stay relevant until Thanksgiving, that the season begins on Thanksgiving, right? If you can hang around, and you can be relevant when Thanksgiving hits, then you got a good chance. Lions, Bears, The Ritual from Motown, Giants and Cowboys. What a bad game that is for Thanksgiving. And then the Dolphins and the Packers from Lambeau. That's your schedule on Thanksgiving Day. All right? All right. Grant, I've been to many Kings, Clippers, and Lakers game here in LA. This last one against the Clippers was very disappointing, and I felt so miserable in front of all those Clipper fans. I hear you. It's not a good game. It's actually a pathetic game. But I want to get back to the Kings' playing style. Mike Brown's let it fly mantra. No, don't let it fly. The Kings aren't a good enough three-point shooting team to let it fly. And their three-point defense is horrible. And I don't like that mantra at all, let it fly. No, I'm not a let it fly guy. Just not. You know, and I know that the NBA is turned into a three-point shooting league, but there's score, there's clock, the momentum swings, finding the hot guy. I don't want a guy taking a lot of shots if he's not feeling it. I just don't. Get the ball to somebody that's feeling it. I've always felt that. I don't like the let it fly mantra at all from Mike Brown. I don't. Listen, he's the coach. He can coach his team however he wants. I'm just saying I don't like it. And here's something else that you cannot ignore. The Kings are 8-9. Okay? They're 8-9. Not the end of the world. The team in sixth right now is 9-6. So you're 3 games back in a loss column of sixth. But here's the issue that I see with Sacramento. Let's say that it takes 46 wins, okay? You want to have some fun here? Let's say it takes 46 wins to be in the playoffs, okay? 46 wins. So you do the math, okay? That means you got to win 38 more games. All right. So are the Kings, with their schedule, they have not yet played Golden State, Oklahoma City. They're playing tonight for the first time. They're playing Houston, who they haven't played yet, a top 3 team. Okay. They haven't played Denver. They haven't played Memphis. They haven't played Luka and Kyrie yet. It's not going to be easy. They haven't played Cleveland yet. They haven't played Boston. They haven't played Orlando. They haven't played New York. You tell me if you think that this team is going to be able to do that. Do you feel that the Kings are going to be able to win 38 out of 65 games? Because that's what we're at right now, okay? Do you think that the Kings are going to go 38, win 38 out of 65 games? What do you think? I don't think so. I'm sorry, I don't think so. Do you think they're going to go 38 and 27? Like, I don't. I don't think they're going to go 38 and 27. And here's the other part. De'Aaron Fox is not going to play every game this year. I hope he does, but I don't see it. If you don't have a bench and basically playing shorthanded, you have to run sets, you have to take advantage of mismatches. The coach needs to put his players in a winning position structurally first. Well, they got to do a lot of things. That's one thing. I don't know if they're good enough to do that, to be honest with you. I really don't. I don't know if they're good enough. Hey, coming up later tonight, I will have a rant with Grant brought to you by EDH Motors Automotive Reimagined. If you go to edhmotors.com, you get all the information on this long overdue new concept. They offer new vehicle brokerage. They also offer vehicle consignments where they sell your vehicle for you. And of course, they can buy your car and sell pre-owned vehicles. You'll take delivery at their auto lounge at the Eldorado Hills Town Center. So nice. You don't have to go to a dealership. You're not dealing with high-pressured salespeople. You're not getting pushed into the F&I office. It's all there for you at EDH Motors Automotive Reimagined. Just two guys trying to do something different and better. That is David and Adam. Check it out by going to edhmotors.com. That's EDH Motors Automotive Reimagined. And tonight I'm looking for a rant with Grant. So give me some good ideas on the post-game show tonight. Don't forget, Ryan and Sacktown with the Kings pregame show. Jerry Reynolds joins us at intermission. And then we will have the post-game show with your phone calls. All right, we got our regular back. How are you, sir?
Doing good, Grant.
What a weekend in college football, huh? Wow.
Oh, man, dude. So many people were shocked from Alabama, but this was actually one of my preseason losses that they had.
Wow. Okay, but before the season began, did you think Oklahoma would be this bad?
I didn't think they would play this bad, but they had one of the tougher schedules, so I thought they were probably an 8-win team this year. So far, if they went out a 7-win team, not too far off. But I knew it was senior night for Oklahoma. I just had a feeling they won. This was one of their games they circled. Brent Venables was the defensive coordinator at Clemson when Trevor Lawrence and then beat the brakes off Bama. You know, kind of a personal rivalry with those two. So I felt like it was just a game they were going to go in with house money.
Okay. So right now, who's your team that's making the top 12 that you did not have in when you gave us your predictions at the beginning of the year? Who are your one or two teams that you think are going to get in now that you didn't have in at the beginning of the year?
Indiana for sure.
Okay.
I did not have Indiana at all.
They got beat up pretty bad, though, by Ohio State.
Yeah, their special teams didn't do them any favors.
No, they did not, boy. That was terrible.
Other than that, I had Tennessee as a 10-win team. Georgia, I think around 10 wins. Ohio State, Oregon, yeah, most of them I had around this level. I did have Memphis over Boise State as the group of 5, but Memphis is still a good team this year. Their only losses was what, to Navy,
Right.
and another team I can't remember off the top of my head, but they play Tulane this week. Memphis, very good team this year. Boise State, just I didn't expect them to have a generational running back this year.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, Ashton Jeanty, one of 3 running backs in college football at this point to have 2,000 yards and 25 touchdowns. The other 2 being Barry Sanders and Ricky Williams. That's great company to be in.
Sure is.
Like I mean, Barry Sanders, obviously one of the most electric runners, and Ricky Williams was so good. Mike Ditka traded a whole draft for him.
Well, yeah, you think? That's exactly right. He did trade a whole draft for him.
Yeah, he traded a whole draft for him. So that's how electric that man was back in the day, too.
Alabama right now is 13th in the rankings. I don't think they should be 13th. That's my own opinion. I mean, I think they're a little overrated right now. I don't think that, at 8-3, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Arizona State's hot right now, too.
What are they? Arizona State's 9-2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are hot. They flew under the radar. They are coming in red hot. Sun Devil football. Kyle Dinningham is turning that whole program around. Like that program was left for dead from Herm Edwards. Bunch of sanctions and stuff. Like,
all right, let me ask you this: if Oregon played, well, they already did play Ohio State, but if they played Ohio State, Texas, or Penn State, let's just use those 4 teams. Those 3 opponents in a college football, let's say they get to the Final Four. All right.
Okay.
Would you pick Oregon to win that game?
I'll take Oregon over Penn State.
I would too. Thank you. I would. I would not take them over Ohio State or Texas in that type of an atmosphere.
Yeah, it may. Yeah, that's. Now, Texas, it depends which bowl game, because if it ends up being the Cotton Bowl, I'm taking Texas 100%.
I mean, you got to remember when Oregon beat Ohio State a few weeks ago, it was in Oregon, and the game came down to the very last sequence.
Yeah,
so,
Ohio State's actually playing a lot better. They're playing up to that $20 million roster. I mean, it's the best roster money can buy. I did have Ohio State as my preseason champ, so that I had Oregon and Ohio State in there.
All right, give me your dark horse. Give me your dark horse right now of the 12 teams. Let's just say, let's just go the way it is right now, 1 to 12. Give me a team that no one's really talking about that's in the top 12. Like, for instance, Miami. They have 1 loss, but they've had a couple of really tight games that they've been able to win at the end. Could you see Miami being a dark horse? What about SMU? Are they a legitimate 10-1 team? Have you watched SMU play? Would they be able to win a game against any of the top 6 teams, or like Georgia, Penn State, Texas, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oregon? Could SMU upset one of those teams, or would you just say no way?
You know what? My dark horse is going to be Notre Dame, because they're going to get that home playoff in the first round.
Yeah.
And if they get a good matchup in that second round with maybe, I think they can beat a Miami or SMU as an ACC champ, or they could end up, or if they end up against Boise State or the Big 12 champ, I actually think they could sneak all the way into the semifinal if it plays right, because they're going to get that home game in Indiana in cold winter. Yeah, so I think Notre Dame's might be a sneaky one that can make a little bit of a run here that people are not talking about because they don't have a conference.
Well, I think that this year, obviously, the college football playoff, it's so intriguing. There's so many things to look forward to. And again, the season's still not over. There's still games to be played, and we could have another changing of the guard. I wonder how many points will Ohio State beat Michigan by this week? Will it be a close game just because of the rivalry, or do you think it will be a blowout?
Honestly, I think Ohio State wants to continue making a statement, like they did just versus Indiana, and they ran up the score on Indiana. I think they want to make a statement this game that we're the Ohio State. We have the best roster money can buy. And also, I think they want to make a statement to Michigan's new quarterback, what they're in for the next 4 years.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's
Bryce
going to be.
Underwood, who Michigan just snagged. I think Ohio State wants to make a message there
Yeah.
too.
Hey, buddy, I appreciate you coming on and talking some college football. It's always good to talk to you.
Oh yeah, rankings tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Appreciate it. Don't forget Kings and the Thunder tonight, which means that Ryan in Sacktown will get underway with the pregame show. Jerry Reynolds joins us at the intermission, and then we'll take your phone calls on the postgame show, the Kings and the Thunder. I don't know why. I think the Kings are going to play well tonight. I don't know why. I mean, there's no reason to think that. Playing against a good Oklahoma City team that's very well rested, and the Kings played last night. I just think the Kings are going to play well tonight, but they really need to win before they head out on the road. All right? They really do. They need to head out on the road feeling good with some momentum. They just do. All right? They just do. We'll see. So again, Ryan will get it started with the pregame show, and then we'll roll you right through the evening. Enjoy your Monday Night Football as well. The Chargers and the Ravens. I'm wrapping it up. I'm in and out here today on a quick Monday forum, and I'll talk to you a little bit later right here on If You Don't Like That. Thank you, everybody.